The students who have connected online, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just stay connected for 2 minutes. Okay, so here you go now. కనబడుతుందా మీకు స్క్రీన్? చివరికి వచ్చిన వాళ్ళకి కనబడుతుందా? లాస్ట్ ఇద్దరికి మీకు కనబడుతుందా అందరికి? It's clear. Okay, so we'll start now. So let's try to recollect what we were discussing about in the last class. See, actually, last Friday, whatever the session that has happened, that was day one. Actually, day one means that's where we have started looking into PEGA PRPC. And the previous three sessions were just an introduction sessions about some doubts, clarification, and giving you an idea about what is BPM, what is PEGA, why PEGA is called as BPM. So actually, this is a fifth day since we have started. Though it is fifth day, you need to consider it as second day only. Any one of you who have missed the first 3 days, no problem. You can watch the videos. Okay, and if any one of you had missed the Friday's class, Friday means 24th, 24th. So the 24th session is important. Everyone should have a clear idea about the session that has happened on 24th. Okay, so if you have missed on 24th, you must watch that particular session. Okay, if you have missed on first 3 days, you can watch those videos, recorded videos, but there is no hurry. There is no hurry in that. But Friday session, if you have missed, you must be watching at the earliest today itself. Okay, and today's class, whatever that we are going to discuss about, it is continuation of Friday session. It is continuation of Friday session. Friday, the theory we have discussed, in continuation to that, little bit of theory plus practical will be there. Okay, so I hope all of you have just completed your PEGA software installation. Every one of you completed your software installation? Yes. So if any one of you have not yet done with your PEGA software installation, please make sure that you do it, and please be on mute every time. Online students, do not unmute. Unmute. I will unmute from my end. Do not unmute from your end. Okay. So that's what. Like today we are going to see a continuation of what we have discussed on Friday. This is continuation session. Okay. So continuation session of Friday class. That is Jan 24th. Jan 24, 2025 continuation. For that it is continuation session. Continuation session of Jan 24 class. Okay, so what did we discuss in the last class? We have discussed a few points about application. So last class we discussed about application, comma, types of applications, and advantages of FW and IMPL apps. IMPL apps. I mean, like the architecture to have FW and IMPL. This is what we have discussed. So any one of you, if you raise your hand, you can post your question here on the chat window. So do you have a question? Someone who has raised their hand, do you have a question or doubt?
Yes, can I speak?
You can speak. What is it?
So I have missed the Friday's class. I was
Yes, that's
traveling
what I
to
was checking at the very
Canada.
beginning. If you have
Yes.
any one of you, if you have missed Friday session,
Should
today
I
at any
continue?
cost, you should continue. Even though you have missed it, continue it, no problem. You will
Okay.
be able to understand it. You will be able to understand somewhat. 90% you will be able to understand, no problem. But you
Okay.
must be watching that Friday's video
Yes, I will do
today
that today.
itself after some
Okay.
time. Okay?
Sure, I'll do that today. Just wanted to ask if I can listen to this class before doing that.
You can. You should be listening. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Just hold on a minute. మీ నేమ్ ఒకసారి ఈ పేపర్ ఇవ్వండి అందరికి. మీ నేమ్, మీ వాట్సాప్ నెంబరు రాయండి దీని మీద అందరూ. Okay, pass on to. Okay. So this is what application, types of applications, advantages, theoretical part we have gone through. Maybe if you have missed it, just go through the video and follow today's class. So Friday we discussed about below topics. That is only theory part we discussed. Okay, theory part we discussed. Today we are going to be practical. So today what are we going to learn about? Today we are going to learn about, okay, I'll just make sure this is also something like this. So today what is the topic that we are going to discuss about is creating, it's a practical. Today it is going to be practical about creating framework application. That is first one, practical in the practical first one. Second one is creating implementation application. But where do you create these things? See, when you create your framework application, creating framework application on top of PEGA platform application. PEGA platform application. This is diagrammatically I have shown you in the last class. 3 layers I have shown you. One is enterprise PEGA platform enterprise framework. On top of it, our business framework. On top of the business framework, implementation. So we are going to create a framework application today. Where are you going to create? On top of PEGA platform application. After that, based on the time that we have, we can also see creating implementation application. Where do you create this? On top of above framework application. Above framework means the first point whatever we discussed. So this is what we have discussed in the last class. This is what you can see. The very bottom one, PEGA platforms enterprise framework, which has come along with the product. There are so many ready-made features available within the PEGA platform framework, which we can reuse into our business framework plus our implementations. On top of this PEGA platform framework, we are now going to create one business framework. On top of the business framework, we are going to create one implementation by name, some implementation. Okay. So let's go ahead and create the framework application. So, but before you create application, see whether it is implementation or framework, it is application only, right? So while we create application, I'll give a star. Okay, star means some points I'm right. While we create an application, we need to provide below parameters. You don't have to write any of these that I am writing here. Okay, anything if you feel important point only in shortcut you can write down in your notes just for your memory. Okay, and for revision, but everything you don't write. Okay, so while we create an application, we need to provide below parameters. We need to consider to provide below parameters. So what are the parameters that we provide? First one, so definitely if you are creating an application, there will be an application name. You need to name your application. If you want to create a new application, definitely you must be providing a name that is going to be your application name, that you will be providing for sure. Okay, you have created, suppose you provided your application name. Next, you need to tell the PRPC you are trying to create an application, but what type of application it is. There will be options. One option shows framework, another option shows implementation. Choose. Now you need to choose structure of application. Structure means type. Structure means what? Type. We are generally calling it as application type. In PEGA environment, you see structure, framework structure, implementation structure. Like that, the terminology will be. And after this, you are going to provide an organization name. I will explain you about this after some time. Provide an organization name. that this application belongs to, some name we will provide. Very good. Fourth one and important one is create operator ID. What is operator ID? I told you in the last class. Comma, password will be generated. Password will get auto generated. Actually. See, user ID. See, you have created your application, okay. But how do you get inside your application? Okay, you must be creating some operator. You have constructed a room. To the room you had set up one door. To the door you have one access machine. Okay, now how do you enter into inside the room? You need to swipe your card. Access card you need to swipe. When you swipe access card, you will be authenticated and you will be allowed to enter inside. Correct? Now you are setting up a roof. Okay, so once you create your application, for which you also have to create an operator ID, so that using which you can enter inside the application. So we will be using the credentials administrator at the rate pega.com, comma, password is install. Those are default credentials which we use to create your application. So after we create our application, for our application, we have a special operator ID. So we always use our application operator ID to log into our application. Understand? In order to log into our application, we use our own application related operator ID. To log into Pega platform, we use administrator default credentials. Some default credentials are required to do something, right? So now after this, how do you create an application? We can create a new application by using what? By using application, I'm sorry, new application wizard name also, new application wizard. So there is a wizard provided by Pega. That wizard you are going to use in order to create your application. You will be using one wizard. Pega is all about navigations, selections, drag and drop. These are the things. Okay, it's all about the same thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and now do it. So we are going to, as I told you in the last class, you need a notebook in your hand. Okay, why do you need a notebook is, in the notebook you are going to write the topic name that we are going to practically implement, plus requirement also you are going to write. Understand? Clear everyone? So write down everyone, take the notebook. Online students, if you don't have a notebook, just create a Word document on your laptop's home screen. Every day same document, you just add the requirements and topics. If you open your notebook, you will come to know what topics are covered today, what is the practical requirement only for today, tomorrow, like that I will write. Regularly I will not write the requirements. I will make you to write the requirements. Understand? So here you go. Now what is it? We are going to, what is the topic? Today's topic, creating new application, whether whatever the type of the application, so that this is a heading for us. Creating new application is the one which you are going to learn. 624, right? Your batch is 624. Creating new application is a topic. Oh, I think you don't have practical documents so far. Practical document names will be dates, today's dates and all. Jan, okay, Pega class, 624 yours, 624, 8 a.m. And this is Jan 27, 2024. Jan 27, I'm sorry, still I'm in 24, 2025. Okay, creating new application. Write down everyone, write down the requirement. Your requirement is create a new framework application, type of application, create a new framework type of application for an insurance client, client. So client name, what we will use? Client name. Regular client names I have already used. I have used all those things. What is that?
United Health.
AIG. AIG, I'm not sure whether I have used or not. Let's say AIG. USGI. Okay, AIG Institute. Phase is already available. I'll change the name to USGI. Okay. AIG. Let's say AIG. Okay, now that's a client name we want to use. You can use any name, ABC or whatever. That's it. You don't have to write further anything. Okay, just put your pen down. Okay, for this I'm going ahead with the design. In the design, again, whatever I have written in the theory document, no, just I am copying that in the practical document also. I'm going to give, just to make it much clear. Okay, so we are going to create a new application by using new application wizard. So to this, we need to log in. We need to log into PEGA using default credentials. Using what? Default credentials. What are the default credentials? Username is equal to administrator @pega.com, and this is not case sensitive. Your wish. You can give upper lower cases, no matter. But password is case sensitive. Password is install. This is all small letters only. Please understand that. Okay, if you give any capital letter, it doesn't work out. So install password is case sensitive, all small letters. So you know already how to start PEGA server and all. How to start PEGA server. Getting up to login screen, you already aware of. That's what we have discussed maybe on day 3. On day 3 I have explained. You can follow day 3 video. So administrator @pega.com. Password is install. Password is install. Administrator @pega.com. Password install, and then click on login. I will ask you to write down, because I will not write in the future. Okay, you must be writing whenever I am going to guide you to write. In future I will not be writing. Okay, if you think like I will write anyhow, you can copy paste. No, I'll never do that. In the future sessions, I'm going to give now. I have just messaged it on the GoTo meeting. Okay, just copy it from there. So login. So after you log in, no, you will be coming to PEGA platform application. Where are you going to land on to? See, PEGA platform is also one application by name PEGA platform. So where do you have all the OOTB features? Within PEGA platform. Within PEGA platform. So what are you going to do now is just click on PEGA platform. Click on PEGA platform on top where it is available. On top left, click on PEGA platform. From there you choose new application. Then it opens new application creation wizard. New application creation wizard will be getting opened. So I'm going to do the same thing now. So here on the top left you have application now. So there I'll click on PEGA platform and choose new application. Choose what? New application. Once I choose new application, so it will open a wizard called new application wizard. New application wizard. Okay, just scroll up. I have so many options available here. While you practice, you will not be having these many options. You will be seeing only one option called build from scratch. I'll explain you what are the remaining options, but for now we have to click on build from scratch. Okay, let me explain you now. Build from scratch. See here. So apart from this build from scratch, there are so many names displayed. What are these names? You know, these are the names of framework applications, already available framework application. As I am taking the sessions for so many batches completed, I have so many applications listed here. But the list whatever you see here, all are framework type of applications only. All are framework type of applications only. As you are going to start creating brand new application in your system, you don't have any other applications in the past, you will not be seeing any of these options. You'll be seeing only one option called build from scratch. So build from scratch means creating our application on top of what? PEGA platform, on top of PEGA platform. Understand clear everyone? Apart from that, suppose if I create on ANZ insurance group, if I click on ANZ insurance group in order to create my application, then my application is going to get created on top of ANZ insurance. If I click on AXA insurance, then my application is going to get created on top of AXA insurance framework. So I do not want to create on top of any existing frameworks. Instead of that, I want to create on enterprise framework of PEGA, that is PEGA platform. So I'm going to click on processing, click on build from scratch, click on build from scratch. Okay, click on build from scratch. I'll click on that. Now here you go. So once you click on this, you are getting two options here. One is theme Cosmos, traditional way of creating UI. Cosmos React is the latest architecture, but you know what, the latest architecture is Constellation UI, that is even advanced than Cosmos. Cosmos React is the smallest, I mean like the shortest framework, I mean like the shortest, okay, a framework that has existed for a shortest duration. The framework that has existed for a shortest duration in entire PEGA PRPC history. Okay, this is just for 5 months. After that, immediately they have changed it to Constellation. But we will be learning about Constellation and all. You don't have to know anything about at this moment of time what is the difference between theme Cosmos and Cosmos React. No such questions now. But we wanted to know which option is better for us as a beginner to choose to proceed with, and which one you are going to experience in real time if you join a project. So today, if you join a project, 97% of the projects will have theme Cosmos traditional architecture only. Okay, said that. And remaining 3% will have Constellation that we will be learning. So click on select the first one. Select the first one. But what is it that I have selected? You don't know. So for your, information, because you are a beginner, you don't have to focus on what is it as of now. Just proceed. But now in the next screen, PEGA is clearly asking you, okay, you said that you want to create. Why not audible?
It is audible, sir.
It should be audible now. It should be audible now. Please check.
Sir, yes, sir.
See, what I was telling is, at this particular screen, you want to create a new application, correct? When you want to create a new application, you have to provide some name to your application. What name you wanted to give to your application? That's what you have to manually type here. So what name I wanted to give? AIG. What is that? AIG insurance. AIG insurance. Insurance is a generic terminology. So definitely insurance will be having a type of insurance. That may be auto insurance, that may be home insurance. This is going to be our framework name. This is going to be what? Our framework name. After you enter the name of the application, just click on advanced configuration. Do not do it in a hurry when you are trying to practice. As I have already guided you on day 2 or day 3, you must have to go through the practical document, screenshots document, this document once or twice without hands on, just to try to go through the documents just by your vision, and try to do the practical in your brain and try to understand it. After you have a clear cut understanding of what you wanted to do and what is the expected output result finally, then you go for a hands-on. Understand clear everyone? So click on advanced configuration. Click on advanced configuration. I am going to click on advanced configuration. So once I click on advanced configuration, a pop-up is going to come. So in the pop-up, there are predefined options available. See, what is the predefined option here selected for the application type is implementation selected already. Implementation is selected. So if without coming to this advanced configuration, if I would have proceeded further for creating application, it was sorry, it will be an implementation application that is going to get created. But I wanted to create framework application. That's why I came to advanced configuration. Now do what? Choose change the application structure. Change the application structure to be what? To be framework. Change the application structure to be what? Framework. So I've changed it to framework application structure. Very good. And then it is saying application ID. What is it? Application ID AIGINSUR. What is the name of the application I have provided? AIG Insurance. From the name, it is taking 8 characters and generating application ID. What is application ID means? See, I'll tell you with a general example. You all are students here, right? You all have a name. You have your own name. So suppose there is a person by name, okay, Ramesh. In our list of students, there is a possibility there can be more than one student with name Ramesh. When I call Ramesh, you are not so clear. I mean, like the person is not so clear who has to respond. There are 2, 3 Ramesh are there in the class. So then, how can I uniquely recognize you with by your roll number? That is what student ID. Correct. If I assign a student ID to every one of you, that will be so unique. A student ID that is there for one person should not be there for another person. Database will not accept it. Correct. In the same manner, in PEGA rules process commander environment, any component that you create, it will have a name and ID. It will have a name and ID. Name I have provided. From the name, automatically PEGA has chosen one ID. Application ID. Application name is AIG Insurance. Application ID is AIG INSUR. Between these two, application name and application ID, which one is most important for the system? Application ID. Name is for display purpose. ID is for recognition purpose. Every rule in PEGA is going to get recognized uniquely by the PEGA rules process command system by its ID. By its ID. Just have a look at it. You don't have to change anything. I'm not changing anything. Just for your information. And PEGA is giving one random name. It is generating a random name for the organization of your application. I will just give you a brief idea about what is an organization. Can any one of you try to guess what is an organization? In your day-to-day life, many times you might have come across with the term organization, right? Have you ever heard the term organization? Yes. What is your understanding about organization? What is it? Organization means a company. A company like Reliance Industries is an organization, right? Typically, organization is going to have an organization structure that I will explain you after some time. Okay, but now every organization, in order to process your business, they are going to have one application. They are going to have one application. That's what we are creating an application. Now it is asking your application you are creating, okay, it belongs to which organization it is asking. In the organization, you will have divisions and you will have units. I am not going to tell you anything about divisions, units now. I will tell you about organization structure maybe tomorrow. So for now, you got an idea about organization, right? So, but it is generating a random name to the organization. So a random name generated for organization, which is not suitable for our business, for our business client. So what is a suitable name? Let's remove it. Let's remove it and manually type. This type means what? Type on keyboard. Manually type using keyboard. A meaningful name. A Meaningful name. What is the meaningful name that we type? What is the meaningful name of the organization that we can give for our application? Tell me. AIG. AIG is pretty much fair enough to give 3 letters. Pretty much fair enough. That's a company name, right? So I will remove this. When you remove it, you may see list of existing that are available in my system, as I have so many other applications. But I am not going to use anything from the list. I'll manually type AIG. What is the name of AIG? When you tab out from here, the same name is coming here. What is these two things? My voice is breaking sometimes. Just 1 minute, please. Am I audible clearly, every one of you?
Yeah, now you are audible.
Okay, I'll just make sure that my hotspot is ready and I'll connect to my hotspot. Okay, okay. Now, the two things here, AIG, what do you see? First AIG is display name. Second one is ID. I told you just now, for everything there will be name and ID. For everything there will be name and ID. So we have this as name, we have this as ID. Okay, just click on save. Click on what? Save. Remaining, I am not touching anything. What I have modified in this window is, one is application structure. Second one, organization name I have manually typed. Click on save. Click on save. So you will be back. You will be back to the same screen. You will be back to the same screen. So you can click on advanced configuration and cross check once again whether the options you have provided chosen and whatever you have typed is there or not there. You can see that. మీరు ఫాలో అవుతున్నారా మీ వెనకాల క్యాప్ వెనకాల ఫాలో అవుతున్నారా ఓకే సో దట్స్ వాట్ clear everyone. That's what I am going to proceed now. Click on create application, then it starts creating your application. It creates your application. It creates our application. It creates. Let's experience that. Click on create application. What version in framework create? Our PEGA software is 8.7 version. Our PEGA software is 8.7. Application got created. Application, comma, organization, and classes got created. Classes got. I will show you all those things. Application, you can see now it is created. Organization name you provided, it is definitely created. Classes also got created. I will show you classes. What is a class and all I will tell you. But users you need to add. Optionally, users means login IDs, operator IDs. See, whenever you are going to use this wizard to create application and add your operator ID, operator ID should be email ID format. Operator ID should be which format? Operator ID should be email ID format. Email ID format. See, the email ID format means the email should not be really existing. Anything you enter in an email ID format. So I want to create a new developer operator ID. So we are going to work as developer on this environment, right? So operator ID that I want to create now, I am going to use it for application development purpose. So developer operator ID for which application? Framework application. What is my hotspot name? Now, online students, am I audible now? Daily I will disconnect only for your batch. Only issue is happening, not other batches. I'll use this connection only. You will not see any disturbance now. devfw@aig.com. I am trying to give one operator ID in email ID format. What format? Email ID format. devfw. So developer operator ID for framework application @aig.com. In that sense, I am providing the name of the operator ID. Click on add. Click on add. Then it creates operator ID. Then it creates operator ID of role authors. What is the meaning of author? Author means developer. Author means what? Developer. And generates a random password. And generates a random password. A random password also will be generated. See, for the first time when you try to log in, it will prompt you to change the password. Let's experience this now. Add. Once you click on add, it is going to generate a random password along with operator ID getting created. See, you will forget this password. That's why copy these details into notepad. If you forget the password, it will be difficult for you to log in. So better, what would you be doing? You will be making sure to copy these details into notepad. This password you cannot remember, right? That's the reason why I request all of you to do this. So once you are done with this, okay, we are done creating FW app. So click on log off. Click on log off. You can log off from here. You can, of course, you can now log into your framework application using this ID and password, but I am not going to do that. Now, what am I going to do is, I am going to create implementation application on top of framework. After that, I can log in slowly. Okay, no problem. Write down second requirement, everyone. Requirement 2. Okay, requirement 2 is create a new application of type implementation. Create a new application of type implementation by name AIG Auto Insurance. AIG Auto Insurance. See, two application names should not be matching. Remember, again, you cannot create AIG Insurance. It should be different. AIG Auto Insurance. Create this application on top of above framework application. Create this application on top of above framework application. Clear, everyone? So this is what second requirement is. We are going to create a new application of type implementation by name AIG Auto Insurance, which we are going to create on top of framework application. Just now we did framework application. See, remember this strictly. anytime if you want to create application, whatever application it is, always use default credentials only. Always go through default credentials. Anytime to create a new application, always go through which credentials? Default credential. Because you might be thinking like, I already have my framework application and its credentials, right? I can log into my framework application. From there I can create my implementation. Of course you can create, but following that approach will give you some different structure which we are not expecting. So following this approach will give you a proper structure. That's the reason why I'm trying to tell you that always you go through default credentials only. Log into PEGA using what? Default credentials. Using default credentials. What are the default credentials? Administrator at the rate pega.com. Password is install. Password install. I'm sorry. That's spelling. Okay, you just get in as usual, like how you did while framework application. Now what is the navigation? Again, now also same navigation. Click on application menu, Pega platform, new application. This time I am not going to write all that sentence because I have already written once. Okay, so I will give you the screenshot. Okay, you will be proceeding this navigation. So here you go now. So as usual screen you will be getting. So choose your application on which you want to create. Am I going to now do build from scratch or AIG insurance? Click on AIG insurance. Now let me give you one point, that is before we proceed further. That is, see, when you click on build from scratch, you have gone through the wizard that you little bit you remember that. Now if you go with AIG insurance, so you will be getting 3 additional screens which you have not come across previously. Okay, previously whatever you have done, apart from that you will be getting 3 additional screens. One is application type confirmation screen, second one is case type screen, third one is data type screens. We are not going to do anything on that screens, we just proceed from that screens. But for your information I'm telling, those things we'll be manually doing in the future. So just click on AIG insurance. Okay, I'm going to click on that. Okay, I'm going to click on AIG insurance. This is what I have told, one additional screen you got now. This we did not get previously. What is this screen? You know, it is saying build with AIG insurance. It's like a confirmation screen. Do you want to proceed to create your application building on top of AIG insurance, or you want to go back to the list again, choose something else? I don't want to proceed. Do I do what? Click on build with the AIG insurance. I'm going to click on that build with the AIG insurance. After you click on build with AIG insurance, here this is an additional screen that I mentioned. Just you click on continue. You click on continue. This is saying that no case types available to clone. Okay, no problem. We will manually create. Again, one more screen. This is the third screen I told, which is not, you're not expecting. Continue here also. Data types. I'm not expecting any data types to be used by default. So continue. This screen you are aware of. From here, all are known screens only. Give your application name AIG Auto Insurance. AIG Auto Insurance. Click on Advanced Configuration. Click on Advanced Configuration. So once you click on Advanced Configuration, here you go now. Here you go now. Now you can see here application structure by default. What is the structure you got? Implementation. Is it as expected or not? That is as expected. I have given screenshot. Just you will make an observation while you are going to practice on this. Now application name is ID. ID is different from the previous one. Previous ID is different. That is AIG INSUR. This is AIG Auto I. AIG Auto I. It must be different. It must be different. Each application should have its own ID. ఆ పేపర్ మీద రాసారా, అందరు రాసారా, మీరు కూడా రాసారా? ఉంచండి, నేను వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు తీసుకుంటాను. ఓకే, జస్ట్ just asking for this one. Remove random organization, comma, choose existing organization, AIG. See, previously I did not write like choose. Previously I have told you that manually type using keyboard the name of the organization as AIG. This time I am saying choose the organization AIG. What is the reason? The reason is previously AIG organization was not there, but when you create a new framework application, while creating framework application, your organization has got created, that you can select now from the drop down. See, in PEGA PRPC environment, yes, correct, first application was framework. In PEGA PRPC environment, anywhere in PEGA PRPC environment, if you come across a text box like this with a thick blue color dot at the right bottom corner, that is drop down. What is it? Drop down means you can click down arrow and choose the values. Now you see organization name you have now. So here you just backspace this to remove the name. So when you click the down arrow, you will see so many options coming, out of which you need to choose what? AIG. Choose AIG from the list. Remaining you don't touch anything. After you choose AIG, just click on save. Just click on what? I'm going to now click on what? Save. So what did I do now? Coming to the advanced configuration, I just have selected existing organization. Remaining nothing I have touched because I want to create implementation application. By default it has given implementation structure. Make sense? Clear everyone? Save that. You are back to the screen. If you want to cross check whether the options are sticking or not, you can cross check once again. So after that, any possible scenarios, don't ask me any questions in between while I was running. Okay, that means you're not listening to me what I am trying to tell you. Okay, ask a question when I come back to you. Okay, just click on create application. It gives me an impression that you are not bothered about what I am trying to run here. Okay, click on create application. Okay, so click on create application. You have to fully focus here to watch whatever I am telling. If you get a doubt, note down, ask me when I get back to you, checking with you whether you have any doubts or questions. Keep on posting means you're not listening to me. Okay, it will take time, it will create in a minute or so. Okay, meanwhile I can look into. Okay, just it did not take much time. For you it may take even 2 minutes time also. Just have patience and wait there. Okay, after you do this, okay, implementation application also got created. Now there is a question, that is, can I use the same operator ID to log into implementation application also? Yes, you can use one login ID for multiple applications. Is possible. Is possible. Okay, you use the same login ID for your Gmail application, for your YouTube application, for your Google Photos application, for your Google AdSense, Google Text, like Google AdWords, many things you use the same login. Different applications of Google, one login ID password. In the same way, for one login ID password can be used for multiple applications, but I am not going to do that now. Now I am going to create a separate ID. So enter a new operator ID, that is developer operator ID only for the application implementation application @aig.com. It's my own format that I am giving. Your wish, you can give or not, that's up to you. Add. Do what? After you click on add, operator ID will get created, a password will get generated. You need to copy the details into notepad. So copy these details into notepad. So let me copy this. Okay, later I will be using. Just you are done with everything, right? Do what? Log off. So your log off means back to login screen. Now can I log into implementation application first? No problem, you can log in. Now we can try log into IMPL app. when we log in for first time, the system requests or prompts. The system prompts us to change the password. Let's do it, no problem. So my ID is devimpl@aig.com. Password I don't remember because that is a randomly generated password. No, this is a password, right? So here you go now. Login. So just click on login. Once you click on login, go inside. Okay, now this is the reason why I have asked you to copy the password. Now for changing password, it is asking what is current password in this screen. You will not be able to remember, right? That's why permanently copy it for some time. Till you change it, make sure you have it. So new password I am giving, you can give anything of your wish. I am giving my password as rules. What is the password I am giving? Rules, and then change password, and then click on. So once you click on change password, it will not show you any confirmation screen that password is changed or something. It will be changed and you'll get into the application. App Studio will get loaded. What will be loaded? I'll explain you what are those things, but for now, just let's experience whatever that is going to get loaded. Okay, or this is what you get. You can close this pop-up window. App Studio got loaded. App Studio got loaded. What is the purpose of App Studio? This studio is for application development. Developers will be using it. But let's switch to Dev Studio. Click on App Studio. Comma, choose Dev Studio. I will explain you the differences after some time. For you to just experience this, Dev Studio. You will be choosing that option of Dev Studio. Once you choose Dev Studio option, you will go to full-fledged development studio. App Studio is for express development. What is the meaning of express development? Quick development. If you want to do something quickly in a shortcut manner, you will go to App Studio. Dev Studio is for complete in-depth configurations. In detailed configurations and all you wanted to do, that is possible only by Dev Studio. App Studio is limited development of Dev Studio. App Studio is just around 15%, 10 to 15% of development you can do using App Studio. That is for junior developers. Dev Studio is for leads. Dev Studio is for lead developer. So after you come here, click on App Explorer in the left panel. Click on App Explorer. So let me click on this is App Explorer. Okay, there are different Explorer options available. I'm clicking on App Explorer. This is what going to get loaded. Nothing we are going to do now here. Nothing we are going to do. Just do what? Log off. So do log off here. Where is log off icon? At the very bottom you have. Yes or no? So once you log off here, this is what you have got. Again, login screen. Now let's try to log in. Try to log in where? FW app. Let's try to log into FW. That is devfw@aig.com. Password I do not remember. So just I will go with this one. Just click on login. Again the same situation. Change password thing. So I'll copy the password meanwhile and give the current password. New password. This one I'm giving rules. You can give any of the password of your wish. Again, App Studio, Dev Studio, that and all I'll not proceed now. App Studio will get loaded. I'll log off, nothing to do. Log off. That's it, nothing, just you have an experience of login to your application. That's it as of now. So now let me go through the question or doubt that you have asked. This is what you practice and leave it. What to do inside will be learning. Can you create multiple frameworks or do we need to create one? So as of now you need to create only one framework. It is possible to create multiple frameworks. See what you guys do follow while I already told you, follow the document once or twice. Okay, doing the practical in your mind. Then only you do hands-on once you're comfortable and have a clear idea and understanding about what to do. And when you are practicing, do not create AIG application directly. Always you create an application. I mean, like always you go with the practice application other than our class application. Let's say you create an application by name ABC framework, ABC auto insurance. Everything you do there only. Once your practice is over, second practice you do in age. So now if you start creating application, create an application by name, let's say LIC insurance, LIC framework insurance, LIC auto insurance. Once over you are comfortable with hands-on of application creation, then you create AIG insurance, AIG auto insurance. Understand clear? That's a good way. And now what if you forget to choose the password? Copying password you forgot. So then how do you log into your application? That if you forget the new application, so there may be two scenarios. One is you forgot to create, copy the password. Another scenario is you forgot to create operator ID. If you forget to create operator ID, I cannot do anything now. What is my suggestion is leave about that application, create a new application with a complete different name. That's my suggestion. Okay, if you forget to note down the password, copy the password details, you can change if you don't remember also. Even if you forget your application. Okay, am I audible? Still dropping voice? Am I clear? Everyone clear, right? Maybe issue from your end only, I think. Every one of you please respond. Some people please respond. Am I? Yes, please for me. Now what is that I'm trying to tell you is what? Oh, is that my laptop issue only? Okay, tomorrow I change my laptop and see, because severe issue. It has to be considered. Okay, allow me for today, and tomorrow we'll change it. Anyhow, we came to end of the session for today. If you forget the password, how do you change it? If you don't remember it, you remember the ID. Usually, you may remember ID. Even if you forget normal password, you remember your default credentials. No, just I want to show you. I will share you the document I have. But you need not to follow it. As I share the document, you don't have to follow it. Suppose if you forget, then only you follow. Administrator @pega.com, password install, and thereby you go to records, where records explorer, and expand organization, click on operator ID. It will show all the operators. You might be knowing about your operator ID, right? Click on the operator ID for which you feel you forgot the password. It will open the operator ID. So go to work tab. Go where? Work tab. There, I'm sorry, security tab. Go to security tab. There click on update password. It won't ask about old password. After you update the password giving something here, just to click on save. Just click on save button here, and you can log off here, log in there. Understand? For this I have a documentation. Just for your information, I have shown you. The document also I will be sharing, but remember one thing, you should not follow the document. You follow the document only when you forget the password of your operator ID. this practical document you should follow today, but that document you should not follow. Okay, that you'll be receiving after some time. And now let me give you some announcement. That is, all the students who have enrolled by making the fees payment, okay, today, okay, you might have been added into group. If any one or two people, if they are yet to get added into group today, once my staff is going to be available, they will be adding you. Okay, the students who have already made the fees payment, two actions will be taken by admins. One is adding your number into WhatsApp group. Second action is they will share you one message on your WhatsApp asking or requesting you to fill the details in a Google form. So once you are done with the task, immediately you have to do. You will get access to the Google Drive. There you provide your Gmail ID only. My team will take next action of giving you access to the Google Drive and generating a student ID for you. After this action is taken, they will share you the Google Drive link with access plus student ID also they will give you, and they will pin that message in your chatting. Okay. So from which number they will share you? Admin number 9652532753 number. And the students who are yet to make the fees payments, today you have to make it at any cost. Understand? So we have given you already 4 days time. This is 5th day. 3 demos you have attended just to size yourself to see whether you fit for this course or not. And one session theory to know about how the teaching will be. One practical session today. And anyone who is yet to complete the fees payment, you can do it today and share them the screenshot. Okay, clear every one of you? Are you clear? So tomorrow we are going to proceed to discuss about, can we create framework inside FW and implementation inside an implementation? You can any application inside any application, no matter. Creating framework, you should not say inside, you should say on top. Creating framework on top of another framework is okay, no problem. But creating implementation on top of another implementation doesn't make any sense. Okay, because two implementations should come side by side. Okay, Jan 28 2025 tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to go through theory part. So whatever the things that have been created today by running the wizard, something would have been created, right? What are the things created by the wizard? Tomorrow I am going to show you and explain you. Understand clear everyone? What are being created apart from application operator ID? What else have been created? That's what we are going to learn to understand tomorrow. Whatever the implementation application, whatever the rules we have in FW app can reuse or access that rules into implementation. Yes, correct. Today, without doing any changes in FW app, we created IMPL app. So my question is, yes, see, you are now just doing a setup of creating one application on top of another application. In future, whatever that you create in FW, that will be allowed to access into frame implementation application. Okay, it's not that you have to set up everything and then create implementation. Okay, whatever you create in future into FW, that will be allowed to be access into implementation. Clear everyone? Make sense? Okay, tomorrow we will meet 8 o'clock sharp. We will be starting our session tomorrow, where we proceed to getting a clear idea and understanding about what are the rules that have been created as part of this application creation process, and how we are going to use that rules in the upcoming practicals and all we are going to see. Clear? Makes sense everyone? So those are important sessions which we'll be using regularly. So you can wind up for today. I'm going to close the meeting. I'll talk to you later. We are going to wind up for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you for joining everyone.